Oh,
What's up? How you
what's
doing?
up? Good, good, good
Thank you for
today.
having me.
Yes, thank you for joining me. And I know everybody is like, I can't wait. They so excited, and we
That's
ain't
what's
gonna
up.
we ain't gonna spill the beans too much tonight. I know there was some concerns. If y'all want to hear the real, y'all got to come to Community next Saturday on June the 4th. But tonight, we're just gonna, take a few minutes to get to, learn. For those who don't know who you are, really get to know who you are, and just talk a little bit like this. Tonight is about you. Tonight is about you. And
It is?
yes,
Y'all don't know enough about Martell yet?
but listen, you know what? We do know about you, Martell, but people are so used to getting, hearing what other people have to say. We want
Yeah.
to hear from Martell. That is what community is about. It's about getting your perspective. You
Hello
know,
everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you guys
so
are doing well tonight. Thank you guys
yes,
for joining us.
they are excited to hear from you, to see you. We've gotten both sides of the spectrum. I've
Yeah.
seen it from Twitter, from our Twitter, from my personal page, from Community page. So, and the way we do things at Community, we're interested, which is I found myself going back and forth with some of your fans. Like, look, we want to hear. I'm all about. So, just a little bit about myself, because this is our first time meeting, right? I created Community 7 years ago because I wanted to understand the male perspective,
Oh,
right?
really?
Yes,
Okay.
that
Okay.
is,
Good,
that
good,
is
good.
the origin of
Okay.
Community. Okay, I was celibate for 8 years, and I was transitioning out.
Hold on. Hold on.
Keep breathing.
Let me make sure I know what that term means. What does that mean then, since you weren't doing it for 8 years?
I wasn't dating. I was doing
Okay.
work. I wasn't dating. I mean, I'm going to be honest and transparent because that's the only way I know how to do it.
Okay.
There is no way I could have.
Thank you guys. I'm so sorry. Thank you guys. I love y'all too. Thank y'all for the support. I really appreciate it. I really do.
There is no way I could have did an 8 year of celibacy dating. So when you hear people say we dated or we were engaged or we was this for two, I I don't buy into it because something going on. So no, because I was single, completely single, no dating, nothing for 8 years, and
Mm.
I was, I had several failed relationships prior to that 8 years. So I just took a break to do the work, and so transitioning out of that phase, I wanted to create a platform where I could have the transparent, candid conversations with men because I wanted to understand the male perspective. Like we know what goes on in relationships when things don't work out and all of that, but I just really wanted to understand.
Hold on. Do you really know, or is it
No, I
like
don't
just from the
know.
woman's perspective, right? So
I
that's why
know
you
from a
got.
woman's perspective, but I can't
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
right?
I know, right? It's difficult. It's tough. Yeah.
It's
I'm with you. I'm
difficult.
with you. Yeah.
So that is why I created the platform so we can hear
What's up,
from
y'all?
the man.
I'm
This is
with you.
not a male bashing session. This is the one time that you get to be totally transparent and
Well,
nobody
guys, I'm not going to be totally transparent. Okay. Hey, listen. I'm not going
right
to be
down
totally
now. Listen.
transparent because let me go and just be brutally honest right now. Um, my ex and I, we're back filming. We're actually filming right now.
Okay.
We filmed the scene yesterday, and we're getting in a better place, for my children and I, with this co-parenting thing. And I know in the past I've gone on lives and I've gone on interviews and things like that, and almost everything I said, it was kind of against me, and it hurt our the relationship that we had, and if anything hurts Melody and I, it hurts our children,
Yeah.
indirectly and directly too. So I'm being cautious on the platforms that I come on
Yeah.
because if I speak on my past relationship, I only know my marriage, really, and
Right.
that marriage was what 11 years. So I'm having second thoughts on certain things that I talk about, certain things that I do, even though it pertains to my past relationship, and that's really all that I know. So it's a difficult situation right now, only because we're in a much better place, and that's where I
Well,
want us to be.
So just so the audience will know, the next week, so guys, those of you who are in Alabama, you only 2 hours away. Well, from Birmingham. Well, how far is Huntsville from Atlanta, Martell?
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. So
Yeah.
we'll be
I mean,
filming.
well, from flight, flying is 30 minutes.
Flying is an option for those of you who really want to attend this in person and here. The topic is about rejection. So we want to know how you have experienced that, right? And you can share as much as
See?
little.
So yeah, I'm going to share as little as possible.
Martell!
But I mean, right now, I have to, because the rejection that I face, when it comes to relationship,
Mm-hmm.
it really stemmed from my previous marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and for me to speak on that or to elaborate on that, it wouldn't be pleasing to, what I have going on currently is me filming right now. You know what I'm talking about? And again, I don't know if Melody listening right now, but we haven't filmed in over like 4 or 5 months together. And
Okay.
now we just filmed yesterday, and we filmed a few days ago. So no amount of money, no amount of press can put me in a position to like set us back, because Mel and I being set back, it's only going to set my children back. And I'm trying to get us all to like that happy place,
Right.
of co-parenting successfully, because we both have suffered, certain rejections,
Mm-hmm.
which really drove us to the point where we are now. And that was very unlikely. It was tough going through rejection, because once you go through rejections in a marriage or in a relationship, you kind of no one wants to be rejected,
Right.
especially when you're in a relationship, especially when it's supposed to be the only you two,
Right.
because we expect our partners to always fulfill every ounce of us, fill us up completely with
Mm-hmm.
whatever we want, as long as it's not asking you to jump off the bridge.
Right.
And so whenever we tend to be rejected, that hurts our soul, us emotionally.
So my question,
Like that'll make us do things that we shouldn't do,
absolutely.
once we feel that rejection. And
Right.
I felt it. My ex, she felt it, and that caused us to do things that'll hurt, because
Right.
of that rejection.
Cope with that though. So we don't, I mean, we're not here to exploit. That's
Yeah.
not, but what I would like to know, and we're not gonna like, we don't have to talk much because we only have a few more moments. How have you coped with that? Like, that's what I want to hear. So, we'll talk more about the rejection and what it looks like and what it feels like, right? But
Mm-hmm.
how have you coped with that? How have you dealt with it? Like, how have you gotten to a place where you're like, we're in a great place? What have you done?
Well, I mean, it's taking time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think time heals everything. You know, if you're going through it properly, and
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that, shoot, it's been like over a year for us, of hurt.
Right.
You gotta hurt. And I'll be real. I'll be real about it all. Um, when God started putting me through tough situations, I laughed. I mean, not because it was comical, only because I knew
Mm-hmm.
that it's like I was prepared for it. I knew it had to happen. It was inevitable.
Right.
When you put yourself through certain situations in life, you have to understand that it's gonna be repercussions to things.
Right.
And you got to face it. And me, and I think too, Melody too. We're overcomers. We overcame all the hurt, all the crying, all the suffering, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that it built character, uh, made us better people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, like right now, I can say that we're moving forward on being better co-parents. So my thing is about being positive, not trying to tear the next person down.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, what I always say too is we all going to go through things in life, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I feel that God gives us all the tools that we need to overcome it. Because I
Absolutely.
feel that certain things that I went through, 15, 16 years ago, He strengthened me for these moments.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I didn't think that I would be the person to, going through this divorce, breaking down and crying and stuff like that. I'd never been a person to cry.
Right.
But this situation made me a little emotional and things like that. Especially, my kids, I love them so much, and
Yeah.
I see that that we put them through a lot,
Right.
and for me to, just staying strong, and then
Mhm.
time heals all.
Right. And then it seems like it's always helpful if, like, you've been able to go through that healing process with Mel. A lot of people don't get that. You know,
No, I didn't
you
go
didn't.
through. No, no. So I tell you what, Melanie she was able to, she went through it with me.
Okay.
Yeah, she went through it with me. But when it was when it was about my time to hurt and things like that,
Yeah.
we were kind of like over.
Okay.
And then shoot, my bed and my closet, and it's moments that I would laugh at,
Hmm.
because it's almost like, yeah, my turn, you know?
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a learning experience. It's a process
It
of
is.
development. So we all get a turn. Everybody gets a turn.
Oh man, I tell people, don't throw them rocks. I tell people, do
Oh,
not throw rocks at nobody.
right.
Um, if anything, you should just try to uplift,
Hmm.
regardless of what the person has done.
Right.
You should try to uplift, because you don't know what you're going to go through, and you're going to want that support. You're going to want that love. You're going to
Hmm.
want those hugs. You're going to want that support. You
Right.
know, I
Right.
tell people, you're going to need that support, because it's tough. And again, you don't know what you're going to go through in life. You don't know when you're going to go through it. You don't know how you're going to go through it.
Hmm.
And you're going to need some strong people around you to see you through. You know.
So if you could have done anything different, considering everything that has happened, what would you have done differently? Because we're in different mental spaces when these things,
Yeah.
right? So knowing what you know, and knowing where you were then, what would you have done differently?
I would have accepted certain things
Hmm.
that my wife wasn't doing. You
Okay.
follow what I'm saying? Some of my complaints,
Hmm.
I could have held on a little longer
Right.
before taking matters into my own hand.
Right.
You know, um, because I mean, we were. I'm not gonna lie, we were a great couple. We
Uh,
were damn near like a perfect couple,
yes.
and we both got busy.
Hmm.
Um, and then I started complaining about things like that. But I feel that if I would have just accepted certain things, because it wasn't, and when I look at it now, I look back like, damn, it wasn't that serious. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's just when you're in the moment, when you're
Hmm.
moving so fast, it's almost like you're thinking somebody just, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. When you
Hmm.
just sit your ass back and just look at it like, is that serious?
Right.
You got this amazing marriage, these amazing children,
Hmm.
and you about to go around and mess it up? No, no. It's okay to be rejected here and there. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Especially when you're in a marriage. So if I could have done anything different, I would have just accepted a lot longer.
I,
And
I,
not complaining so quickly.
I don't want to give too much, but I have one more question, and then I'm gonna let you
Hey,
go.
hold on. What's your question? You might need to text me.
Well, it's okay. No, it's because, like, this is just for, like, the men, like, when you're in that space, right, where you say I could have held on a little longer, do you consider the consequences after the mishap? Like, is that even considered? Do you
Hold on,
even
hold
think?
on. I'm so sorry. You say that again. I'm sorry. I'm over here trying to read some comments.
I
Go
know
ahead.
that's
Let
okay.
me stop looking at them. Go ahead.
When you're in that mind space, right, when you were thinking back to, the decisions that were made, did you think about the consequences of the act? Did you even consider what could happen? Or was that even?
Well, I listen. I mean, that's a pretty cool question. But I think that when a lot of us, both men and women, when we're in the moment
Mhm.
of complaining about certain things, and you want to mess up a little bit here and there, you really don't think about the consequence. I tell you what, if I had, if God would have showed me all that I've gone through
Mhm.
by effing up like I did, it's
Yeah.
like I would have set my ass down in that bed and just chilled like that, girl. All right, I'll catch you next week. I'll go in there and cook. I
Right.
got those kids. So
Mhm.
I would have,
Because see, that's
yeah,
important for the people who follow you and who are listening, who may be in that same headspace. Like if you had to do it all over again, you would have said, you know what? It's not that bad. Let me
it's
just
not
try.
that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No, because I tell you what, once you start messing up, you might continue to mess up. You know?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what? We gonna put a pin in it right here, guys. If you want to hear more from Mr.
Hey,
Martell,
no, I'm liking this. Let's go. We got 900 people. Let's go. Let's keep
look,
going. I'm loving it.
we like
Do we have some men on here?
do we any men?
Hey, yeah, it's nothing like married life. I'm telling you, married life is amazing. I mean, I talk about that all the time, and I think people would say, Martell, you messed up your marriage. I'm like, no. I mean, I did, but I do love marriage, and that's dear to my heart.
Mhm.
And I want to be married again. I do cherish marriage and things like that.
So
I
that's
did
good.
love my ex-wife, and I love my children, and
Mhm.
I feel that children should be raised in with both parents at home, if possible. As long as you're not about to kill each other. But I
Right.
still feel too that do not give up on your marriage so easily.
Right.
Because I feel it's so important, and I think life is so important too.